Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to some more Biomutant. So, spoiler alert, we go really long in this one. We take on the next Worldeater. We also find a side quest with a mini boss as well, and we kind of loot his fort and things like that. But to get the ship ready, the submarine, sorry, ready to take on the Worldeater, had so many different quests we had to do. I know I said last time I would cut these down into parts, but re-watching the video back, it's hard to kind of find a good place to stop because it's all so intertwined together. So I thought we would just leave it. I know it goes long, but you'll see, obviously, like I said, we've got that side quest that we find just randomly, where we take on this. It's a little like fort, like the ones we done for the outpost. It's a little one like that. 2 mini bosses in there. Beat him. Take all of his stuff while we're there, and then carry on with finishing up for getting to the Worldeater and beating the Worldeater itself. So that's enough rambling for me. So again, there's no commentary in this one, as you guys know. So I'm going to stop rambling now and let you guys just watch the video. So thanks for watching, stay safe, take care, peace.
Sometimes what you'll see doesn't feel real until it brings you back to that particular moment, like stepping into a time machine. It's hard to shake these memories and their accompanying feelings. Our brains play tricks on us, so it will take effort to avoid them. However, there's no doubt that what you remember makes your future different. Good thing you recalled how to activate the automaton's health injector. That will be useful. If the mount didn't throw you, you're good. Old brick-bracks like that, sometimes still full of good things. Just what you were looking for. Down to half your health. Listen to the creatures of the night. Just check that skronk out. This one seems to be in good spirits, despite being left here for dead. Has heard that you have a sense of compassion and trusts it's in your nature to help those in need. Asks you to do the right thing for the sake of your conscience. It's only through your inner conflict you're held accountable for your actions. Is grateful you chose that. You can't be good without doing good for others.
Come toward the light.
Slow down. Why would you rush in?
When you see what you want, why wait?
Well, what about being careful?
Ha! Poppycock! Full speed ahead!
The tribes need someone to unite them. Handy. Ah, some wood scrap. Always happy to find that. That's a good sign. Small's Mart is a favorite thingamajig broker. Let's see. Claims to have strange things from the dead zone that are so rare they need to be seen to be believed. Wants you to know you won't find a better deal anywhere else. Fair enough all around. You seem to have made a new friend. You've discovered FNACKYLEAVES, the densest jungle in the land. Better get hacking. Well, that brick-brack looks almost intact. Worth checking out? Nailed it. Control your destiny, or someone else will. You can never have too much scrap, plastic or otherwise. if you close your eyes hard enough to reality, your mind opens to let memories in. That's one way to remember what's forgotten. When an unwanted memory intrudes on the mind, it is a natural reaction to want to block it out, or just change it. However, there's no doubt that what you remember makes your future different. You weren't supposed to know how to start the automaton pew-pew pang, but clearly you figured that out way back then. Probably a lot of things buried out here. Made it count. Find us a sunset to ride into. Let's see. The SURGESURF factory. Keep your eye out for Wiz while you're here. Let's see. Toxanol's mining led to mass deforestation and increased global warming, as nature couldn't absorb the carbon dioxide and greenhouse gas emissions without the trees. These irreversible changes to the climate also contributed to the evolution and modified our genetic code. Look at the notices on that board. No one paid much attention to them, it looks like. Wiz should be around here somewhere, probably taking care of his guppos. A SURGESURF factory was one of the cleaner ways to make power, until the surf turned into goo and clogged it all up, that is. The power comes from turning the movement of the surf into surge sparks. Sometimes science is beyond belief. There are sure to be more tracks around here, maybe by the shore. Wuz isn't easy on the tongue, but I think he says he's happy to see a friendly face. Not too many of those around these days. Says it's good to see you again. He's Wiz. You might remember him from the old days when he let you try his octopod? Wiz remembers you were such a cheery kid, and he's glad to see that light hasn't faded from you, despite the years. But Wiz understands it was a long time ago, and memories get murkier the deeper you go. But says it helps to have friends with you to plumb those depths. They've been here for you since you were a kidling, but when you left, you also chose to distance yourself from everyone that cared for you. Wiz says our memory keeps things for us, preserves them until we are ready to face them again. He knows you've returned to face Lupa Lupin, and that confrontation is as inevitable as the tides. He's not surprised that the loss of your family could plunge you into the depths forever, but you've always been able to rise like a bubble to the surface, no matter what. He knows that though the tides of history may push you in one direction, you can always lay your own course. Ultimately, it's your choice. You were the one to be wronged and have lived with the consequences. He believes in consequence as it's a direct result of action.
Run, Dark, run!
Smarty, take it easy.
Easy! Now. No, it's time to go, go, go!
Well, it's time for you to go.
Wait, what? No!
Asks if you ever think about freedom and whether any of us really has it. Did you make the decisions that brought you here, or are you just a pawn of fate? Glad to hear that. He only wishes he was that sure about himself. Amazed the world is going to continue on, but happy to hear it. Still so many things to invent. Impressed that you fought so hard to keep the world spinning. Thinks you were smart to join with the Myriad. They have a rainbow of ways to approach any problem. Thinks that kind of diversity brings strength. But that's not nearly as important as this. Wiz says that you should let the past dwell in the depths. But there's something else down there too, gnawing at the Tree of Life. He's named it the Merc Puff. This is why he's tinker-tonkering with the octopod. But the lid got stuck, so he needs a big enough tug twister to open it up and let you a-go in. He can't leave the surge station, so you must help him find a tug twister. There's a wound-up mecha fingro in the MEKASTADIUM that still has one stuck on its back. Find it, and you'll find the tug twister. It's definitely made to lend a helping hand and do the heavy lifting. Toxinol records mention it as an automaton made for moving bionucleus matter into storage areas. The sun is high. That's some sharp wood scrap there. Watch for splinters. Impressed you found that, despite all the goo. This place has held power for a long time. In many ways, it still does. That would require cleaning up all the goo. Glad you found that track. There's a lot to learn about this world, both here and beyond. An old home. Could be something to it. You need to point its face in the right direction. Don't want to point a finger, but the MEKASTADIUM is near here. Not opening for you. You'd better get a move on if you want to change things. Just a few moves left. Make them count. You need to line up the switches so they match. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Bristles like the hair of one electrified. You need to line up the switches so they match. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. When a story comes to you, pay attention. You need to loosen the bolts without unsettling it. Just a few moves left. Make them count. That's it. The tug twister's loose. Let's hope it turned the grabbing hand into a helping hand, too. He believed the tug twister would do the trick, but now realizes brute force won't do the trick. You need something slick. Well, he means slick as in greasy, so you can lube the hinges of the lid. He can't argue against the fact your fur's shiny. He says the lid should open if you sprinkle grease it. Problem is, he's all out. He knows his old friend Choo-Choo always keeps his grease sprinklers well filled. He should have an extra that you can borrow. He stresses that you should come back as soon as you've retrieved the grease sprinkler. The Merc Puff is crunching bark by the minute. Wiz heard he's currently stranded at the end of the line, so it should be easier to track him down now compared to when he's running rails. The dark's good for sneaking up on things. That's a CHUGHUT. Probably no chug-chugs in it, but you never know. Right where it cuts. If a story is about you, care for it. Stay away from that biohazard. You'll want to wash yourself off for a month. Healthier than ever. There's VUNGO'S place, a den of disrepute. Bangarang. Your energy is empty. It's starting to add up. Busting heads. Stories keep moving whether you drive them on. Check everywhere. This one seems to be in good spirits, despite being left here for dead. Has heard that you have a sense of compassion and trusts it's in your nature to help those in need. Asks you to do the right thing for the sake of your conscience. Is grateful you chose that. You can't be good without doing good for others.
There's a bright day coming!
Hey, that's going to get you burned.
The only one getting burned around here is you.
That stings.
Oh, do you want some first aid for that?
Heroes are only heroes for others, but they do the work, or they're heroes to no one. So much easier to see all the colors during the day. At various stages of life, we all become memories for others, and just seeing someone acts as a catalyst for the past to seep in again. Memory distortions are troubling. Illusions your mind creates to avoid the memories of being bullied as a kidling. However, there's no doubt that what you remember makes your future different. So, you remembered the automaton's power-up feature. That's a boost. That's Punchy's place up in that little blimp. No better upgrade bench around. Let's see. Says there's an interesting... Says the Tree of Life hopes to see you again soon. Peddler is eager for you to have a look at the wares. Even more impressive. There's no time to look back. Too busy moving on. you've reached the end of the line. Bet you can find Choo-Choo here. Let's see. You need to swivel the globus's bearings. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Wheel the control box handles to buzz the wire. Wired up and ready to go. Heads up. A story has got to keep moving forward. Choo-Choo knew you would make it to him one day. All you had to do was follow the steel path. The rails might be getting rusty, but eventually they all converge on him. Claims rails are like rules. If you follow them the way you're supposed to, everything good in life can roll your way. Says you followed the rails to where you need to be, but tracks have switches in them too. The question is then, will you keep on the same track or look for a way to hit that switch? You seem like you're on the right track already. He just hopes you don't get sidetracked onto a darker path. Whichever way you go, he wants you to know that the rails never steer you wrong. Stick to them, and they always bring you right to where you're meant to be. Wants to know if you've ever regretted taking one track in life instead of another. If you could go back, would you switch tracks or keep chugging along the one you're on? Likes your sureness, the way you keep at it like a chug-chug with no way to reverse. Seems like the world came out of its rut and is chugging toward higher ground again. Can't thank you enough for hitting the brakes and working to turn the world chug around. But let's not get derailed. Says he's surprised to see anyone this far out, but sometimes the wrong train does take you to the right station. As you can see, he didn't plan to make a stop here, but now that he had to, he's really happy to see you. He says his name is Choo-Choo. He's been off track since the world started dying, but he's trained his mind to stay positive regardless of the situation. Says sometimes life runs off the rails, but it's always better when they're good and greased. He's convinced the tracks are like the paths our lives take, and you must deal with the outcome, even if you didn't lay them yourself. This time, though, he was sidetracked and needs a new wing nut to get back on track. Wing nuts are easy to find, as they're fitted on any in-front chugger out there. The challenge is taking them off. so he's happy you're here to do it for him. Says he knew you would, like he knows the way the rails run. Wonder where we can get some ride shoes for the mount. The Wingnut Chug Tunnel. It goes on forever. Keep your eyes out for new paths. Easy to miss things down here. Wow, wow, wow. super effective. Worried to have tons of rock and soil above you. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Choo-Choo says he knew you'd come through. If someone makes a stop at your station, it's for a good reason, but he understands no one gets their tracks greased for free. He'd be happy to part with his spare grease sprinkler, as he believes it's a great fit for any of your business that needs to be unstuck. He keeps it safe in a box on the handcart, in case of emergency. It's on the cart. He wants to keep it close by. In general, you won't have much time to act in case of an emergency. Choo-Choo says you should help yourself to the grease sprinkler. It's a versatile tool from the bygone, a last of its kind, so don't let it go to waste. He's convinced you'll put it to good use, as there are lots of stuckies out there that need greasing to open. Seems glad you think so. You're on the right rail. Choo-Choo says he can't wait to get out of this place. Glad you met Goop. Hope you're still smiling about that. Goofy guy. Says you should take it easy. Choo-Choo says he can't wait to get out of this. Says you'll see each other later. You shouldn't worry about smashing up the box. Choo-Choo has no use for it now. Choo-Choo says he feels strongly about helping his next, just like you did for him. He's convinced there was a bigger reason you met. Sometimes the wrong train will take you to the right place. He believes you've got what it takes to make a difference. He's witnessed it himself. Figures everyone chooses their own path. The longer you ride the rails, though, the easier it is to travel with friends. Choo-Choo's thrilled you found the Ark. Just imagine how much faster than a chug that thing must be. Bets it could fly circles around any chug yard. Makes him dizzy to think about it. The world's on the mend, so no need to leave it. But just think of all the places the Ark could take you. Says he's happy to see the Ark in your hands. Knows you'll go great places with it and do some good. Wonders who you might call aboard the Ark with you.
So, what we have here is an opportunity.
Why? You don't need anyone else but yourself and me, of course, but I'm a part of you, so that doesn't count.
If you want to go quickly, go alone. If you want to go further, go together. The only one we'd want to get away quickly from here is darkness.
But you know you can't go on without me. Even if I'm bad company, I complete you.
I think we can finally agree on something. It is better to be alone than in bad company. But best of all is being good company yourself.
After spending a life on the rails, he's eager to ride the skies with you. Just let him pack his rollerboard and he'll roll aboard. Choo-Choo says he's ready to pack up and leave. Says you're welcome back. Wiz says that there's no plan to confront the Merc-Puff until the octopod is properly armed. He's happy to tell you that the cannon he's been working on now just needs ammunition. He says his old friend Boom makes all things that go bang. There's a rumor that some of Boom's pyro sticks shot off and are out there roaming free. You should keep an eye on the horizon for pyros. If you're fast, you have a shot at catching some of them before they go off. Boom has named the place Puff Duff Bluff. It sounds silly, but it's an accurate description considering most of the pyros are duds, seeing as they're as old as the old world. This is way worse than moist. The moistest. That there is a fume foundry where toxanol processed go juice. Be gentle, this mount's a breather. That's a bang plant, where toxanol used to make all sorts of splody things before it blew up in their faces. Rick! For some, the night brings terror. That looks like an unbanged pyro stick on the loose. Better catch it before it goes off. Feeling buff.
Una rupo ciò e ma ciò non pantale ibali kantafu.
The pyrosticks will cause a bang, but targeting is on you. At least now you have a chance to hurt the Merkpuff where it can. He hopes so, as there's no Plan B, or more correctly, Plan C. Out of Date has named this Plan B. Plan A was to take on the Worldeaters by foot, or flaps in this case. Turns out swimming down there was a bad idea. Wiz has been working on another cannon, but instead of pyrosticks, it squirts guppos, scaly distractions for anyone with an appetite disorder, and irresistible for the Merkpuff in particular. Seems the best way to find guppos is go talk to Gil. He has a natural sonar and knows where the guppos sub the surf. This means you'll have to go visit Gil at Burblebottom. He used to run a pet shop stocked with guppos, but since they've become more difficult to find, he's diverted his attention to make them grow in numbers instead of giving them away. Easy to lose your way if you can't see landmarks. Ooh, a biohazard like that can make you real sick. Let's see. Just ignore trouble till it clocks you in the head. This is Burblebottom. Happy to finally get to meet you. He's seen a lot of things wash up on his miniature shore, but says he loves the surf. He'd be in it all day and night if he could. It must have been upstream only to get to this point in your histo future. But which way are you going now? With the flow or against? It's crazy hard to flipper against the surf, but you can't save the world if you let it sweep you away. Either way, it's a shame the surf has gotten so nasty. Thinks life is like trying to ride a wave. You need to pick the right one, but you don't really know which one that is until you're on top of it. Better to ride a wave than let the... Wonders who would want to. The right wave takes you where you want to go.
to worry.
Can't imagine how wonderful it's going to be to surf on gooless goo. The world is going to live.
Toodly way, our furrow.
Can't thank you enough for fighting against the goo.
Main pride on a feeder.
Happy you ride alongside the myriad. They bring a real shine to everything they work with.
A study of man.
Cofintra Bidwitchen.
Thinks that's an excellent point. Riding is life. Work is not nearly as fun.
Mein Friender. A study of man.
But none of that's nearly as important as enjoying the day, right?
For any tale.
He never drank from this pond because of the disgusting things done there.
Panguel matter. Mein Friend Kevorte.
Even the fish stopped drinking here after the pollution made the surf mucked and the air blocked his gills.
Wife and I don't know.
Fest and trip.
He figures the Tree of Life isn't drinking either. Or, well, that's not true. He said it does drink, as it has no other choice. It's a tree. But it's for... Claims the surf is poison now. Anything that drinks it becomes poison too, including the Tree of Life. His friend Wiz needs guppos for one reason or another, and Gil is ready to point you in the right direction.
Cofintra Bidwitchen.
But here, you're only going to find dead ones. He's pretty sure Wiz wants them alive. Well, at least the ones that aren't already rotting.
Cofintra Bidwitchen.
Toodly way, our furrow.
If you head in the right direction, you'll find a clean enough bit of surf to snag yourself some guppos. Then you can...
For any tale.
Helping both you and Wiz makes him double happy. Pick up the pace race. This is Guppy Grotto. That feels better. You've got nothing left. injured. Yeah, the future is in your hands, so take care of it. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Easy for things to hide down here. Locked up tight? Just a few moves left. Make them count. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Maybe leave well enough alone. That seems to be enough guppos to provide the octopod with infinite ammunition. He's surprised the Merc-Puff's been able to hold its breath all this time. It's just another proof of the evolutionary change caused by Toxanol's contamination. Being undersurf has meant the Merc-Puff has been left alone to munch on the root down there undisturbed. This means the northwest route has suffered more damage than... He's realized there's a chance all of you who were gifted with traits beyond the ordinary mammal wouldn't have been so lucky if it wasn't for the contamination's effect on evolution. That sealed the fate of the third Worldeater. Just one more to go. Out of Date asked to see you again to congratulate you and let you in on the final phases of his plan. This is your chance to get his priorities aligned with yours. Do right by your tribe and the world at large. Just head back to the Ark. He seemed eager to see you again.